Namaste and welcome to today's special with Shantanu. Today I'm going to cook a dish which is one of the most popular of Indian dishes. Anywhere in the world, you are sure to find it somewhere in some restaurant in some corner of the world. We are going to cook a chicken biryani. Yummy, isn't it? It sounds yummy. It is a very elaborate process. I have now come down to a biryani, a recipe for it, which can be done quickly with minimum fuss. So I've got a pan here. Most important ingredient for our biryani is yogurt, which is called dahi. So we take a good amount of dahi, around 3 to 4 tablespoons, nice one, to which I'm going to add a little bit of red chili powder, some turmeric, some garam masala. That goes in. So the beauty of Indian cooking is the blend and the mix of the spices that we normally use. Garam masala in. I'm also going to add some ghee, which is basically a clarified butter. So some good amount of ghee inside here. With the ghee, the next that comes to my mind is kasuri methi. This is a typical dried fenugreek, which gives us succulent, a robust flavor to our biryani. After this, I've got some fried brown onion. So basically you cut slivers of onion and then deep fry them to get a nice brown onion mix. So good amount of brown onions here. So some good amount of salt, and I'm adding a little bit more salt to this because you have to understand when the chicken is cooking, it's going to absorb all the salt. So a little bit more of salt to this, and now let's just quickly whisk this up. If you do this ahead of time and give it a time of around 2 to 3 hours, you'll make sure that the marination that I'm doing here nicely gets into the chicken. But if you're short of time, then if you do it a la minute, I mean last minute, even that's fine. I'm using chicken breast and boneless because if you're going to cook it with bone, A, it's slightly difficult to eat, and B, it takes a little more time, whereas boneless chicken cooks pretty fast. So nice dices of boneless chicken breast. I was just reading through and got the information that chicken breast has got just 1 gram of fat, so that's very healthy as well. So if you're going to use a chicken breast instead of the chicken leg or thigh, it's going to be really healthy. So nice chunks of the chicken breast. And one important point that you have to keep in mind while doing this is your chicken pieces have to be fairly uniform. Otherwise what's going to happen is some are going to stay raw, uncooked, not exactly raw but maybe underdone, and some of them are going to overcook. So we've got the chicken dices here now. Next is to have them all inside this marinade, and now my favorite job, which is marination. So we're just marinating the entire chicken cubes into the marinade that I just made. Already smelling nice. So my chicken is ready here. Now to the cooking. So we're heating up the pan. I'm going to use a little bit oil. So half oil and half ghee. If you're slightly more health conscious, you could use all of it as oil. If you want the real exotic taste, you can only use ghee, up to you. So let this heat up nicely well. Once the fat, I mean the oil is heating up, we're adding the whole masalas. So starting with peppercorns, a few. Next is my cloves, some elaichi, that is cardamom. And with the cardamom, what we need to do is slightly break it up so the seeds inside give out the flavor. And any reason why we always start with the whole garam masala into oil? Anyways, this is star anise. Yeah, the reason is, all the flavors inside are fat soluble. So whenever we cook any garam masala into oil or ghee, the entire flavor comes out into the ghee. That's the reason you normally see that the whole garam masalas are always sauteed in oil. Once these are sauteed and the oil is nice and hot, a little bit of the jeera, that is cumin seeds, not too much, just a bit. So we've got a nice blend of all the whole garam masalas, or the khada garam masalas as they are called in India, into the pan. Now with my sliced onion, that goes in. A little bit of slit green chilies depending on your spice level. I added some of the chili powder into my marination, a bit here as well. A little turmeric along with that. So some turmeric, some garam masala, and a little bit of the coriander powder. I'm adding a little bit salt so that all the flavors of the onion masalas really come out well. And you don't really have to brown these onions because we have already added brown onions to our marination. So once this is fairly sauteed and the raw taste of masalas is gone, I'm adding the chicken and the marinade that I just prepared. Time for a good stir. So let it cook a bit. Biryani was started in India when the Mughals started coming to India, and they loved this recipe, and so are you going to love it. So you can see the chicken cooking now. Once the chicken is started fairly cooking, it's time to put in some chopped tomatoes. So some nicely chopped ripe tomatoes into this. I personally like adding some chopped mint. So few leaves of mint, just roughly crumbled, not really finely chopped, for the fresh minty flavor that goes in. And I have a feeling here that I'm going to require a little bit more of yogurt to make our biryani more succulent and not dry. So a little bit more yogurt to this. And since we are using chicken breast pieces which are boneless and they're going to cook really quickly, once my pieces are halfway through, I'm going to add a whole lot of brown onions to this. So once everything for my chicken mixture is ready, I'm going to taste it. Lovely. I like making the biryani slightly more rich, so I'm going to add a little bit of the cooking cream to this. So a little bit of nice fresh cooking cream to this. Mix it through again. So a nice creamy chicken biryani is what we are making. Drops of rose water. So the chicken is almost cooking here. Let me take out the bay leaf. I've got some nice parboiled, as in half cooked basmati rice. Once that is in, to make it slightly more rich, you can always use a little bit of cream. So once the rice is on, I'm adding few nicely chopped pieces of ginger, some more brown onion on top for the flavor. Once again, some chopped mint, good sprinkling of the mint, and some coriander that goes out here. If you like dry fruits like cashews, almonds, now is the time you can add it. If you want, you can avoid it. A little bit of the rose water once again on top for the aroma, and a lovely saffron that I've soaked in milk. It's a very exotic dish, meant for the Nawabs, actually meant for everybody. Once everything is in and the biryani is simmering, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a pan, take this off the heat for a while, take a pan on and pour some water into this. So actually what we are doing here is we are making a double boiler, and the biryani is going to kind of steam. This is because I'm doing it on induction. In the more traditional methods in India, when the biryani used to be cooked in copper containers or let's say brass containers with the lid on, what they used to do is they used to have some nicely lit pieces of charcoal around and on top of the lid so that the biryani cooks from all sides. But in the modern way, since I'm using an induction, I'm adding a little bit water and a pan on top and let it simmer very slowly for good 8 to 10 minutes. The joy of Indian cooking is actually in slow cooking. If you look at all the nice North Indian recipes, especially the Mughal recipes, they were all slowly cooked. So now it's been around 12 to 14 minutes that my biryani has been simmering, steaming rather. So it's time to check whether it's done. Wow, what a lovely aroma. That is what you look forward in a biryani. A nice aroma of the rose water, the brown onions. Let me check if the chicken is cooked. So we've got rice on top. So I'm just going to move some rice from here. And the rice must have caught by now all the flavors that we added to the chicken. Let me see, it's quite hot. Hot. Done. Time to serve it. There is a technique to serve the biryani as well. What you do is you just remove the top rice to the side slightly. First take the inside mix. So I'm first taking the chicken. So the mix goes first. Look at that, steaming hot, smelling lovely. That goes in, and once you have taken this on the plate, that is when you add the top rice to it with the lovely flavor of saffron. So some fried onions on top. Once again, a nice big sprig of the mint that goes on top. I always like adding some hard-boiled eggs to this. So cut the egg lengthwise first, then once again into equal quarters, and the egg, that goes very well. On the side, some typical salad made out of sliced onion, mint, and a few coriander leaves. So mix this through nicely. Some chili powder to this, and a nice sploosh of the onion salad out here. Once again, a sprig of mint. Lovely. So we have made a lovely dum chicken biryani the way Nawabs used to have it. We have slightly modernized it, made it quicker. So you go ahead, make it into your kitchen and enjoy it.